My first show in Sydney was on a house show tour with a gentleman named Nick Saxon. And this was one of the few that was at a venue at a pizza bar. It was my first show in Sydney and I was really excited because I figured even if there was 5 or 10 people who might have heard my music from busking in Byron, I was really excited to play in Sydney for the first time. And on that run of shows, I was shown just how great the backyard and house shows were for reaching people. The next time I went to Sydney after that would have been only like a couple months later. I mean, I have one show in particular that really made me fall in love with the people that I played to in Sydney. This might be on my second ever tour by myself. I turned up to Cronulla, where I had a very good friend there who was on occasion, because at this time I had no manager, no booking agent, like he would help me out with stuff. I'd be like, Matt, like, the venue's cancel on me. I'm due to play. They don't have I've sold the tickets. There's too many people to be inside. It was like a kind of all ages venue. It's going to be raining and we don't have another option for you because you can't be inside. And I was like, okay. He goes, okay, I'll call around. I'll talk to my people. And he goes, right, I've got a yoga space for us. And at this time I'm playing at the festivals I'm playing, the little side stage, the busking stage, like the hippie corners. I'm playing a lot of different alternate venues. So the idea of playing in a yoga space to me was spot on. I was like, perfect. We get in, we load in the gear. It's not raining. We get everyone inside. Everyone's respectful, takes their shoes off. We are about to play. Like, we're completely set up. We're about to play. We have everyone through and Matt gets a call from the person who's offered us to play in this space, who says, if you don't get out in like 15 minutes, I'm calling the police. Are you kidding? Because this is like the second, like we've found one venue, we've sold all the tickets, it hasn't happened. And this might have been one of my biggest shows in the sense that it was like 70 people or something. And it is a big deal. And I was like, okay, we found the second place. They've now, as we're in there, told us we need to get out in 15 minutes. And I remember walking downstairs, walked to ATM. I was like, I'm just going to get money out. I'm just going to give people the money back for the tickets, Went back upstairs and Matt was like, yeah, guys, like they've asked us to get out. Like, even though you haven't done anything wrong, they've asked us to get out of this venue. So we're just going to have to cancel the show. And someone in the back pipes up and says, we'll have it at our house. It's like, this is like a movie scene. I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah, like we're 3 streets over. Next thing you know, we have like a trail of people down the stairs, because this is like 1 or 2 stories up. We have a trail of people down the stairs, passing music gear down to each other. There is strangers in my van, as in like people, because it's pouring rain. So there's people literally getting this gear from across the street. There's one of my buddies, Ruben, in the van, piling stuff up. We get everything into the van. It's torrential. Everyone runs like 3 streets over. We pull everything back out again and set up in someone's lounge room. And I reckon it might have been like, it was probably 10ish or something. I remember when we finally set up and I was sitting on as I did back then, I was sitting on my boxes. I put my leads in these little kind of hard cases I'd stack up, and that was my box. I remember once I sat down and I was just couldn't stop smiling. It was just the best. It wasn't just people coming to my show at that point. Still isn't, but it wasn't the people just coming to my show that made the difference. It was like the fact that these people actually participated in making the show happen. That's an example of how much like that whole, the spirit and like the participation and it was we. It was we. We were making this show happen. It wasn't just me making the show happen. It was everybody who's also sitting there playing, coming to see me play that show. And that's, I'll never forget that. That's a memory for the ages for sure. I realized at some point that doing music is about unity. If you can come together for a night and sing and dance, it's pretty powerful.